This year, we've picked up a new farm, a little over 100 acres, but that's a pretty good block because it lays right in the middle of some very big timber. We got one deer we call a bully deer. He's real short tine. And then we got the big 8. We kind of been playing cat and mouse with this deer. He's pretty much the one that we've targeted since that's about the only deer we got. You know, we checked DeerCast and says tomorrow evening is really good, so we're gonna head in tomorrow afternoon and see what we can do. Here it is, December the 4th. We're gonna run out here to our lease farm, maybe hope the big 8 or a new buck or whatever comes strolling by. Plus I got surgery coming up on the 15th. You know, I've had some situations with my shoulder and stuff, and I've lost all the strength in my right arm. That's the reason I'm hunting with a crossbow. But you know, whatever it takes to get the job done, that's what we're gonna do. Well, here it is, December the 4th, here in central Kentucky. But it's pretty warm right now. It's actually 57 degrees and it's supposed to get down to 39. I don't know how good the movement will be, but we gotta try to make it count. We got today, and then we got next weekend, and then that's it. Because I gotta go in for a spine surgery and I'll be out the rest of the year then. So we got a northeast wind which is blowing it straight down that way. Should be perfect. We get in the condo plenty early this evening, and we're just sitting there kind of chilling out, letting everything calm down. Here comes a couple of deer over the hill in the field. We got another doe feeding over the hill. Here comes another doe up here behind us. So they're really starting to get out in this bean field and pick around. We were actually in a picked bean field, but there were still a few spots where they actually missed and still had some standing beans. So they just come on down and ease into those unpicked beans and start feeding. I think I see antlers on top of the hill. I threw the binoculars up, and sure enough, it's the big 8.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
That's what I'm telling you. Yep, it's him. Man, well, there's our buck that we're after, but I don't know if he's gonna make it down in here or not before it gets dark. We got deer all over the place feeding up here on this hill, but we need them to come down this bottom. So we're gonna sit tight. Hopefully them does ease down in here, he'll follow them. Yeah, I don't see him now. And these does down here are getting very nervous, the ones that were real close. He finally gets down there within, I'd say, probably 60 yards or so. I ranged the big 8 and he was like at 62 yards. And I had been practicing that mission sub 1. And I told Lonnie, I said, might not get a shot, you know, this may be it. The deer was quartering, and by the time we got it ready and got the camera back on him, and I got where I needed to be because I was having to shoot out of Lonnie's window. When he told me okay, the deer kind of quartered around just a little bit tighter.
Just a second here.
Man, I let her go at 62 yards. And he went down and plowed the ground a little bit and finally got back on his feet, and he got in the edge of the woods, and I mean, he was walking slow, and I was looking with binoculars and he was pouring the blood out. Man, I know I hit him, but I just don't know how good. I hope it was good. It's the closest we've had a shooter all year. He's a good one too. We'll see what happens.
Winchester USA Ready Defense is a select grade of personal defense ammunition that offers a unique combination of stopping power, penetration, and reliable expansion. The innovative hex vent rigid insert shields the hollow point by channeling soft material for positive expansion and energy transfer. Built with match-grade primers for trusted reliability. Be ready when you need it most with USA Ready Defense.
Well, here's the goods and the bads. It ended up being a terrible shot. Looked like it hit him in the back end. I guess the deer was quartering harder than I thought he was. Lonnie stayed on the deer till he went in the woods, and he laid down just inside the woods here. As much blood as there was, it must have hit that main artery. We sat there and after the shot and everything and got calmed down, we played the footage back, and it looks like a terrible, terrible shot. And so we went back to the house to review the footage on a big TV. And as you can see on DeerCast, it's got a shot tracker, so you can actually move that crosshair around anywhere on that deer. Not exactly where I was aiming for, but that's where I hit him. On DeerCast, when you choose where you hit the deer with the crosshairs, some different scenario videos from our team comes up. You can share your experience with others that have made that same shot. Almost at the farm, we're about there, but we went back and got Steve. Fingers are crossed, and hopefully we'll get a prayer answered and find this buck. Good blood here. Here's some more. Oh man, this one right yonder. All right, man. You know, this had to be where we've seen that joker lay down. Was it a pretty shot? Absolutely not. But was it a deadly shot? As deadly as they get. December the 4th, and it's the first weekend after the Kentucky firearm season closed, and I couldn't be any more tickled to be sitting behind this mature 8-pointer. He got up on top of the ridge, and there was a couple of does down here by us. He was actually getting ready to head into the woods with those does, so I dialed the old HHA optimizer up to 62 yards, and honestly, I didn't know where I had to hit this deer, but he was quartering so hard that I think it went up in and maybe got his liver or maybe a lung or something. You know, you take those Rage 2.3 chisel tips, they do some damage. But I shot the Mission Sub 1 XR, and it done a great job, as you can see. It's finally paid off for us.
This segment presented by DeerCast WindCheck. Hunt the wind up to 5 days in advance.
Next week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, it's a Bennett family takeover as Aaron and Andrew Bennett stalk the great state of Missouri over the course of November and December. We can't wait to show it all to you, so make sure to join us right here on next week's show.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by Sportsman's Channel, your home for everything red, wild, and blue.